channel. If you're new here, my name is Ifoma. I'm a fashion designer and a fashion dressmaker. So guys, today we're going to be making one of our most requested video on our YouTube channel, which is our basic bodice block. This bodice block is the Natalie Bray basic body pattern, and with this pattern we've been able to achieve a whole lot of dresses on this channel, which includes this, and lots more, including this piece behind me. Yes guys, without further ado, let's head right into this video. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and of course subscribe if you haven't. Subscription is free. So guys, grab your pen and your paper. Let's head right into this video. Here are some of the measurements you're going to be needing, and we do have a measurement guide video, so do check out the description box below. The link is going to be there, and this is the proportion table we're going to be using for this video, and mostly we're going to be using the charts on the right. So for this video, our bust size falls under bust 84, and whatever, if your bust is 85, 86, 87, you also use the tally chart, whatever you have on the left hand side of bust 84. So you're still going to be working with all the figures there. So if you're bust 88, you're going to be working with all the figures in line with bust 88. I don't know if that makes any sense. Starting off with our pattern, we marked out 2 cm from the top and our left hand side, and we're going to be going from our top line, and we're marking 3 cm. So that line is going to be our point 0, or we're just going to write 0 there, and we're going to be connecting it with our ruler. Next up, from our point 0, we're going to be taking another 3 cm down, and we're going to be connecting that. So from your point 0, we're going to measure our waistline measurement. So basically your waistline measurement is whatever you get from your nip to waist. Let's take for instance you get 40, 30, 20, whatever you get. You're just going to measure it from your point 0 down to your waistline, and that is going to be your waistline measurement. So right now what I'm doing is I'm trying to extend my lines. To determine the width of your pattern paper, so you have your measurements, your hip and your bust. So whichever one is bigger, either your hip or your bust. If it's your bust, they're going half of your bust plus 7 cm. Then if it's your hip, you're going to half of your hip plus 5 cm, and you're just going to mark that out on your top line and extend it down just like so. So basically what I'm doing is I'm using my hip measurements, half of my hip plus 5 cm, and I'm going to be extending that down. Next up, from point 0, we're going to be marking the depth of our armhole, and this could be derived from the proportion table which was shown earlier in the video, and I asked you guys to take a picture or a screenshot of it. And basically we're going to be extending that line to the center front. So from your point 0 down to the depth of your armhole, you're going to be dividing whatever you have as the depth of your armhole by 2 and marking that like so. You're basically going to be extending that out, but not to the center front line. So on the depth of your armhole line, you're going to be marking your X back or your across back, whatever measurement you have there, divided by 2, and you're going to mark that out like so. And basically you are going to extend it up and connect with your ruler. Whatever measurement I took stopped at this point that I circled. Next up, from the width of your across back, you're going to be marking your back up, which is in the proportion table. So from your point 0, the 3 cm below your point 0, you're going to be marking out 2 cm to the right and connecting that with your French curve to your back line. You're going down from your back line by 3 cm, and we're basically going to mark that out like so. And next up, at angle 45 on the depth of your armhole line, you're going upward by 3 cm. Now with the help of our French curve, we are basically going to be joining our lines. On your shoulder line, which is your point 0, you're going to be marking out your neck width and going 2 cm upward, which is constant for all sizes. Now we're basically going to go in with our ruler and just connecting our lines. On our waistline, we're going down by 22 cm, which is going to be our hip line, and this is constant for all sizes. On our hip line, we're going to be measuring our hip width, which is quarter of our hip measurement plus 1.5. And with the help of our ruler, we're basically going to be connecting that to the depth of our armhole. On your waistline, you're going in with half of your across back, which is your X back divided by 2, and you're going to measure that down. So the measurement for your up dart is 13 inches and for the down 15 inches, which leaves us with a total of 28 inches for the length of our dart. Moving forward, the width of our dart is 1 cm for the back. And we're just going to measure that like so, and basically connecting each side. Kindly subscribe if you haven't. Click on the dumbbell so you get notified when I post a new video. Like and of course share. Thank you. Moving forward, we're going to our front pattern, and from that point we're going down by 4.5 cm. Now we're going to measure out our back neck width, and we're also going to be using that for our front neck width. Now we're going to measure it on our horizontal line. So imagine you have 6, 7, or whatever figure you have from your table. You're going to mark that out like so. Now we're basically just extending our 4.5 cm line. And then we'll extend our 4.5 cm line even more. So from our top line, which is our 0.0, we're going to measure down 7.5 cm and marking that like so. And basically we're just extending our neckline. Moving forward on our back line, which can also be called our bust line, we're going to be measuring up 4 cm and measuring down 4 cm also. So 4 cm up, 4 cm down, 4 cm above the line, 4 cm below the line. Extending that with our ruler. On our shoulder line, we're going to be measuring 16.5 cm and marking that down. Next up, we're going to be extending from our neck points to our 16.5 cm with a ruler. The 16.5 cm is constant for all sizes. Moving forward, we're going to be taking our chest measurement, quarter of our chest measurement, and marking that down, which means whatever you have on your chest for your chest width, you're going to divide that by 4 and basically extend that with the ruler. Once we're done with that, we're going to be coming down by 2 cm from that point. And basically using our ruler, so we're extending down by 2 cm. And next up, we're going in by 2 cm from our shoulder line, 2 cm. Next up, we're connecting our 2 cm below the bust line or your back line and connecting it to the 2 cm on top of your shoulder line. Now we're moving forward to our dart space. So whatever you have on your proportion table as your dart space, you're going to mark that out like so and connecting your dart measurement to the 2 cm below the bust line. Moving forward, we're going to be taking the measurement of our dart space, and whatever you have for your dart space, you're going to add it to half of your chest width. So let's take, for instance, you have 2 cm as your dart width or dart space width. Then you're going to add it to whatever you have as your chest, half of your chest width measurement. When you do that, you extend that to your bust line or your back line. On your shoulder line, you're going to be having your dart space measurement, which is the measurement on your proportion table plus your shoulder width measurement, and connecting it just like I did in the video. Then we're going to have half of the measurement we have from our shoulder line to our chest line. So measurement from there to there, half of it, we're going to come out by 1 cm. So you're going to take the measurement to ensure that it's 1 cm. And with the help of our curve, we're basically going to be connecting our lines together. So from our shoulder blade, I'm going to connect that to our 1 cm out down to our chest line. Now we're going to our full bust line. So we're going to take half of your bust measurement plus 5 cm minus your back line. That will give us a bust line measurement. and we're going to mark that out like so. At angle 45, we're going up by 1.5 cm, and we're going to mark that down. With the help of our curve, we're going to be joining our lines together. So we'll try our possible best to place our curve in a way that we're going to be touching the chest line to our 1.5 cm all the way to our bust line. Going down to our hip line, so our hip measurement, we're going to have quarter of our hip measurement plus 1.5, and we're going to be connecting that from our bust line down to our hip line. I went in with my marker just to highlight some of the lines that I felt were not clear enough or were not showing clear in the video. Moving forward, we're going in with quarter of our chest width measurement and going to be marking that like so, and basically extending our line. So remember our dart measurement. For the up of our dart, we're having 13 cm, and for the down, we're having 15 cm. So this process still continues with our front pattern, which leaves us with a total of 28 inches of length for our dart. Our waist dart is going to be 1.5, so on both sides we're going to be marking 1.5 and connecting that with our ruler. Next up is our side dart. For our front side dart is 1.5 cm, and for our back is 2 cm, and we're going to measure that like so. Now I'm basically going to be extending that line just a little bit and connecting with our curve. So this measurement is going all the way from that point to our hip line. And we're going to be flipping our French curve. Please guys, take note of how, or the way my French curve is facing or how I place it. It's a bit wonky because it's old. I need to change it, but I mean it's still very much useful. To give this a little bit of shaping, we're going in by 2 cm on our waistline, and basically going to be connecting that from our waistline down to our hip line. And then from our waistline up to our back width. Now we're going down by 4 cm on that point, and then 2 cm to our left, and basically connecting that with our ruler. I'm just going in with my marker now to just, label out our parts. Now we're just going to label our pattern piece. On our neck at angle 45, we're going up by 1.5, and we're just going to mark that out and use our French curve, to connect our lines. For our front piece at angle 45, we're also going up by 3 cm. I'm really going to mark that out and connect just like we did in our back pattern. Next up, I'm just going to take out my pattern paper like so. So this is not necessary for you to put anything under, to place anything under to do this. But I just wanted to do this because I didn't want to have, any lines or pin roller on my table, because I do not have, a healing mat. So I'm just going to place that like so. So we're basically closing our dart, leaving out the 2 cm at that top. And with the help of our pin roller, we're just going to make straight lines. So basically what we're doing is we're just tracing from one neck point to the starting of our dart, and we're just basically going in with our pencil to highlight whatever we traced. I mean, this will be very clear, like if you have your pin roller and you do this method, like you're definitely going to see the lines it creates. We took the measurement from the tip of our neck to the starting of our dart point, and we're just going to take the same measurement and mark that out for our back piece. This will help us achieve our back dart. And then from the ending of our dart over there, we're taking the measurement to our shoulder blade and still extending that to our back pattern. And with the help of a ruler, we're basically going to be connecting from our dart, waist dart to our shoulder dart, and going down by 8 cm and connecting that up to our shoulder dart like so. And voila, we have our shoulder darts for our back pattern. So guys, we've come to the end of this tutorial. I hope you find this video very helpful. All you have to do is keep practicing, because it took me a while also to get used to this pattern in my fashion school, or when I was in fashion school. So please take notes and practice. See you in my next video.